Hello there, and welcome to episode 278 of my series where I try to play Norway perfectly on Geoguessr. That is, I aim to play the maps of each and every single one of Norway's 356 communes to a Geoguessr score of 25,000 points each. That was hard to say. Today's commune is Lødingen, and Lødingen is found up in northern Norway. It is on, well, pretty much in the middle. It is the outermost commune in the region known as Ofoten, which then transfers into Lofoten. I don't know why it's called Ofoten now, but okay, that's what it's called anyway. It lies on the southern part of Hinnøya, the largest island in Norway, and at least once upon a time was known as a communications hub, as it was sort of a central part of the telecommunication system in Norway. But now that everything is like computerized and digitalized, Lødingen has more and more become, well, the only communications hub it is these days is for the ferry across to the E6 on the E10, so it's a shortcut for people who wants to go and visit Lofoten. It is. So it's an area where there's hardly anyone living. Most of the people are living in Lødingen, and there's a few hundred people scattered out around these roads and in some very remote communities over in this fjord. Oh yeah, and I have to make sure that I remember that we have this bit in this commune. Otherwise I could be looking for locations here without finding them. And there's some weird bits here that are sort of not included. But well, I'll see about that. First, some facts about Lødingen. So I've come down with a rather nasty case of flu, so if I sound a little odd at times, I will attribute it to that. Okay, anyways, Lødingen it is. And right, this is going to be hard. It reminds me of Senja when I played that. Found myself in a location somewhat similar and found it for absolute ages trying to figure out where I was. So this could be the E10, and we could, I mean, possibly, no, well, yes, we could possibly be heading up here. But I'm not gonna set that in stone just yet. Because that means we're heading out of the commune and into another one. But yeah, it looks quite likely actually. What do we have coming up over here? Yep. Yes, we are coming up here. I've been here once and driven through on the E10, well, twice, and coming back the same way. And I think when we came back we actually took the ferry from Lødingen. Or did we take it from Svolvær? No, we definitely took it from Lødingen, because we have the Sortland, and it would make sense to go take a ferry to take another ferry. So yeah, so we are somewhere up here. And I would expect that we're on that one. Which is going to be a major pain. Yeah, just a little turn off to the side, like so, before it goes around the corner. I'm just going to do a double check, because we are, but yeah, that's right. Can I find this little, well, here we are. That could be helpful. So let's count our way down to that one first. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. A little hiccup in the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I didn't leak. Okay, so it's 10. But it did some leaps and bounds in there I didn't like. Okay, so how far to the bend then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, it's one of those. Keep counting. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. 21. Gonna say 20 up to here. So that's 30 from that little river. And up there. So that will make 15 about there. So 7.5 around here. And let's see. 10 should be around here. Let's try that. It's kind of curious that that little, well, actually that bend does show, but just so slight. Well, we'll go with that, and that's quite likely to be off, but oh yeah, and by a margin. Oh wow, okay. Already secured as the second playthrough. Well, we'll get to see a lot of Lødingen then, and okay. I know I've played in this area before. Should be about here, if I picked the right points. Well, that was another 38-meter miss. I think I did pick the right point, but just didn't get my count right. Okay, oh, and we are in Lødingen proper. Okay, there's Brygga Hotel, so the pier hotel. That should be possible to find, right? So let's see, what could that be then? Lødingen Brygge, could we be here? Looking northeast, that seems a little likely. There's a big open space and a pharmacy. Yes, over there, apotek. And we're looking square at the door here. Alright, oh, still another round. Okay, and now we are out in the area where we had that where we had that co-op. Ah, no. Please, Louise. Don't do this to me. I just want to move along the map. Come on. Yes, we're going north. Thank you. And quite well, that lasted long. Oh. Who is stealing my bandwidth? Okay, it's a fairly populated area for this rather remote region. And I'm able to move again. Hurrah! No, that one. No. This is like working with opposing the magnets will have the same polarity. And we slow down again. Calling me annoyed. So, would we please get an inkling of where we are? Well, we have been on a rather straight road with a rather pronounced curve. Is that a petrol station we're coming up to? Or an old closed down shop? Well, this is a crossroads, and that is helpful. Right, 2.5 kilometers to Offersjø, and then I know where we are. We are out here. So, next question is, where out there were we? So we were heading, okay, so we were on this section of road. And how far along it are we? That suggests that we are here-ish. Yeah, we are just as this bend starts, I think. Yep, well, this shows that my suspicions are confirmed. I might find myself struggling with this map a bit. But we'll just be brave and give it another go. Well, I should be able to make another go before dinner. So, let's see. We're back on the E10 again, aren't we? And I think we're fairly close to where we were when we started out the previous round. So, somewhere around here. Yeah, because here we got that fjord again. And up there is the line between the communes, which runs up here, so we were on this bend. We are... this one is easy to miss as well. We're slightly into the bend. We're into the bend by about 6, 12, 15 meters into the bend. But this is also one of those very vague ones. So if that's 5 meters, then 15 is about here. There. Ish. Hopefully. I don't really know how far back I want to pull this thing. There. Oh, that was close. Okay, and we're back in... Wow, Matterhorn. Or something very similar. Okay, so we got... this area is a slow area for sure. Okay, so we got some promontory and islands jutting out to the east, northeast. Got no signs. So let's see, but we are... So could we be like in this area? What other options do we have? Well, I guess we could be here as well. Possibly an option in this area. Well, This one is going to be taking a bit of time, I think. Ugh. Yeah, scoot along now, come on. Cover some ground. Okay, turning. Oh yeah, we're going northwest. Okay, we're still sort of going northwest. Okay, community. Oh, sign. Snesa. Oh, it's here. Okay, so we have. So right now we're here. By this river coming out. That means as far as I can read the map, that means we're here. Let's check around this bend. Also, we've taken a little while to get up to speed if we ever do. That should be an access road off to the left. Once we manage to come around this bend. Oh man. Let's see, there's a tiny building here that's not showing on the map, but there should be an access road here. And it does the right thing. Yes. Okay, so we are between these two bends, that one and that one. And we are, I guess we're just about to start. Yeah, we have pretty much started on this bend. So we are roughly here. That's another one of those that's a little ambiguous. I can't really use anything out there. Woof, 16 meters, and we're back on the E10 again. Looking almost straight west. Guess we could be here. Sort of fits. Let's see, will we find a river coming down here? And let's see, mountains. Yeah, that sort of fits with the mountains. And it definitely does fit with the bends. I just want to see. Oh, this is one of the places where there was a stop in the thingy. Well, I think I found the spot anyway. So, and we are just as this bend starts. And where on earth does it start? So let's see, we are 12, 24, 36, 48, like 60 meters away from where this bend here ends. So either it stops there, but that does give me about the 60 meters. How are we looking when it comes to the sea coming in here? Looking perpendicular, and that looks pretty good actually. Now let's see. Yeah, here we come across the narrowest point. Gonna give that one a crack. Nice. I'm back in this area again. And I can move. I can move. Watch me jinx it. Interesting building. And we're gonna have the slow bug again before long. Oh, it's already back. Welcome to Offershay. Okay. So down here again. And we're moving eastwards. What on earth? East, southeast. Are we on this one? Let's see. Camping, cabins, mini golf. Yeah, this must be the holiday center. Yep, here we are. Offershay Ferry Center, Holiday Center. Okay, so does that mean no? That's not where we were. Or is it? So let's see, houses. Come on. Oh, this movement stuff is absolutely doing me in. Yeah, let's do a number like that. And what does it say here then? Probably says Offershay. No, it says Vikaskär, which must be that one. You know, that means scary in the bay. Okay. So what can I use here? We've just come off. I can't really say that I've come off anything. Because, well, there is a bendy thing here, but it's not very bendy at all. And then we got this house, which is this one. And then that road isn't showing. We've got no sign of that thing, nor of that building up on the mountain. That's just gonna be a tough one. I guess I could count to that and to the road. Let's see. So if I face east, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the southern end of that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the crossroads. Okay, so we're about equidistant from there to there, and from there to roughly there. Now that does not look right to me. As we're looking north, and then northwest. Well, closer to northwest than to north. So, okay, so if we're closer to northwest than to we're north of northwest anyway. So that shouldn't be too bad. Can we see any trace of this building that's supposed to be in here somewhere? Not in area 1. So I'm wondering, is that actually this thing then? I think I should be within 20 meters. Let's try that. 10 meters. Oof. Oh, crud. If I get this one right, I'll deserve a medal. Okay, first of all, is there a stream or something down here? No, well, maybe, but this is a slow bug too. Yeah, there is a stream here. A little hard to pinpoint though, but this is definitely a stream, so let's see, that is there. Okay. So a couple of... Is that an access road or it's just a place to park? There's a bus stop even. And an access road. Okay, that's cool. Wait a minute, we've been here before. This was over here. So we are right now here. That's the stream we were at. But there are no landmarks in that direction. Aye. So I guess we're going to count to the stream, and then we're going to count up to this point, and then see how those numbers relate to each other, and hope that the Google Cam car has been doing a steady pace. We're not that far away from the bend, but that bend is a little too vague for my tastes. Well, I can do a count that way as well. Let's do that first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're on the bend already. 8, 7. So 7 to the start of the bend, which is roughly there. Can do like so. Yep. So let's say that's the start of the bend. Then we count our way down to the brook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And of course I forgot my count up to there. So that was 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 7 and 12. I guess we're closer to the bend. Do I agree with that? Yeah, I agree with that. And 7 and 12 is better than counting all the way over there. So 7 and 12 is 19. And the middle between these 2 points is about there. So that's 8 and 19, that's 9.5. I said 7, so that is like 4 3/4. And so 7 should be roughly here. I'm gonna go with that one. Nice. Nice. That was a tough map to play. Well, also given all the lag, but still, you can see some rather large margins here, but still got there. And not the most imprecise map I've played. But yeah, that is Lødingen played. And thank goodness for that. I need a little change of scenery and a little change of pace. So that's episode 278 in the bag. Check more for episode 279. Until then, bye bye.